This is going to be interesting.
Go on a date with this hardworking man. Hey y'all, so I'm about to go on a date with this hardworking man, a 9 to 5 man who's a real gentleman. And guess where he's taking me? He's taking me to Longhorn, and I'm going. A lot of your hoes be wanting to fine dine and go out and get a fancy schmancy shit, and that coochie does not equal the food that you require. Half y'all can't. It smells good out here. Here we go. Ooh.
I was
So
excited.
let's hope this Longhorn. You ain't gonna fuck with it. Maybe I ate
How much you think it is?
everything.
How much you think it is?
I think it's probably like 300. After all the food that I ate. What you think? $90? Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Do y'all see? Baby, I have all this food, drinks, and they gave me this big thing. This bill only 90.
So how much?
Oh, so you think that you just
I
going?
don't think nothing. How
Yeah,
much?
you think that my coochie only worth $90? I thought you would at least spending 300. So I don't know if I'm giving you that.
Keep it there.
So our girl Sukihana, I guess her and Dr. Umar didn't work out. So this is her next best thing. She's going on a date with a hardworking man. You know, she's a rapper, so I guess she is above this normally, but now she's kind of been forced to deal with the working class. And now she's going on a date to Longhorn Steakhouse. Man, if you look at how she is chewing this corn, somebody said she's chewing this corn like Bugs Bunny, a cartoon character. She's definitely invested in the corn on the cob. But I wonder if this is a state of affairs right now where you could actually take a woman out on a date. She enjoys it. She doesn't know the price of it. And she figures out that it's $90 and it's not enough for her to sleep with you. Of course, I think there's some showmanship going on here, obviously. I think Sukihana is playing a little game. Of course, you know, this might be a Longhorn ad placement for Sukihana, you know, a brand deal. You know, she went to Longhorn Steakhouse very clearly, and she let me take that off the screen. That's ridiculous. Well, she went on this date to Longhorn Steakhouse, and we're just wondering now if this is a real thing, right? But I have heard some women say similar things, and I'm starting to see, just being out here, how much more materialistic and bold a lot of women are being, like, you know, asking you for $200 up front to go half on their hair and their makeup or their dress or whatever they're gonna wear for the date. I'm gonna blame a lot of you tricks out there. I'm gonna blame a lot of you dudes out there for messing up the game. You have completely ruined these women. Because whoever's out here paying a certain amount of money for women that you don't know, they're starting to make it hard for all of us. Because now you have to impress. You got to take her out on a $300 dinner date before you even get her last name, before you even find out what she does for a living, you know? Of course, our girl Sukihana's a rapper, right? So you would expect a rapper to have this bill. You know, she would have known what she was getting into, right? This is Sukihana right here. But like I said, this was the one, and that steak looks good too. I'm not even gonna lie. Steak looks good. I don't see why she should have a problem with anything that happened on this date. She seemed like she had a decent conversation. You know, she said she's dealing with working class men. So this is one of the things. So this is one of the things that comes along with dealing with working class men. You got to go to Longhorn Steakhouse, and that should be enough, right? But I don't know now. The game has changed, and so many people are seriously looking out for their own interest first and foremost, not really trying to get to know anybody. They're trying to skip steps, as it were. But I wonder where that's going to lead you. Because when you ask that man for a date that's over $300, what is he going to expect? Any man worth his salt should be expecting to fuck that night. $90. $90? You think your box is worth more than that? I'm going to tell you, Sukihana, it's not. It's not worth that. In fact, you just reclassified yourself. This conversation is now taking a turn you don't want it to take. By making this transactional, by putting a number on it, $300, let's say, now you're really equating your box to the money. Now you don't get no walking hand in hand down the street or a trip to the park or, you know, the cutesy stuff that y'all like. Because now we're dealing transactionally. This is business. And I don't think a lot of the women that listen to Sukihana, or it sounds like Sukihana kind of changing on her thoughts about these things because she's at least considering taking the date at Longhorn. But listening to Shira 7 or some of these women on TikTok, if you're getting your information from TikTok, I'm sorry. You're wasting your time. But now you get classified to a place that you don't want to be. I'm telling you, you don't want to be there. And then you want to complain about you not having meaningful relationships. You want to complain about not having a serious relationship that leads to marriage. When you're coming at people transactionally, when you're equating value to your body, that's all it costs? What am I going to get for it? But y'all keep listening. Y'all keep bumping your head if you want to. And y'all think it's a game out here. And that's the sad case of affairs. I mean, he could actually go on Twitter and see it for free because you showed it on OnlyFans. Remember that? So I don't know if we're going to last in this game, if this is how things are going, if there's somebody that's willing to entertain this type of nonsense, this over eager tricking. You know, like, because I ain't never had to pay. I'm just be honest. And it didn't make my situation any worse than anybody else's. And, you know, what they say is how you start is how you finish. So if you start off by paying, if you start off with an extravagant dinner, she's going to expect extravagant dinners every time you go out. So by going to Longhorn Steakhouse, you get a good meal. She licks up the plates. Like, all them plates were clean, by the way. Sukihana licked the plate, got herself a drink and everything else for $90. Both of y'all ate. She should be happy, right? We should be able to go off into the sunset. But of course, alas, we have set up this marketplace, this sexual dating marketplace, and this is what we got to deal with now. But it's going to be interesting. It's going to be. I would like to hear the guy's perspective of this. I wonder if he made a response video to Sukihana asking for extra on on her Longhorn meal. Shit, at this point, Sukihana's supposedly a millionaire, right? You a rapper, artist. You're not a musician. I remember you got musician and magician confused with Bobby Altoff.
What do you know?
That you're a musician. But that's why I'm interviewing you today, so I can get to know you.
So I'm a musician. What the f that mean? Make magic or something? What is musician?
I think you're confusing that.
Yeah, I'm not no musician. I make music. I make music. And that's not all I do. I make music, I act. I'm a TV star too, a young mogul.
Just really quick, I think you're confusing.
I'm not confusing nothing because you don't know. You thought that all I was a magician or whatever the f you said.
See, that's what I think you think I said.
No,
I said musician, not magician.
I don't think, baby. I don't think. What is that? That's ghetto. I don't think. I know.
So you
think.
I didn't say magician, Suki. I said musician. And I think you are a musician.
No, baby. I do music.
So you just really quick. For the record, could you say you don't think you're a musician?
I'm not none of that.
But then after that, you just said I do music.
Yeah, I do music.
So, in other words,
Yeah.
you're a musician.
No, I'm not.
Okay.
So we know you're not a musician, but shouldn't you be paying for this dinner? Fellas, we got to start asking to be treated how we should be treated. This is a mutual meeting. You're not getting anything more out of this date than I am. Right? I'm going to enjoy myself regardless of the fact. You are more than welcome to join me. But as far as like you getting some outsized effort or outsized, I don't know you. I don't know you. This is our first date. We going to Longhorn Steakhouse. Right? So, but I got to be honest. If you expect this extravagant dinner, I'm going to start expecting some things. And we're going to have a meeting of the minds after we get from Longhorn Steakhouse. But anyway, I thought that was funny. But let me know what you think about it in the comments. If you like this video, like, comment, subscribe. Hit the bell notification for all uploads. This is Faucette Media.